And a look from earlier as the Pistons come off the bus, dressed for success coming into this tough contest tonight on the road. And the game arrivals sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. The buildings of Indianapolis are location tonight, framed against the beautiful nighttime sky. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. In this game, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Indiana Pacers here at their home, Bankers Life Fieldhouse. With Doris Berg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, Kevin Harlan. And we welcome in someone who has been writing and communicating NBA basketball thoughts in book, over the air, in podcasts, and on TV, the terrific Bill Simmons. Bill, great to have you.
And now for somebody who's playing a video game at 3 in the morning. That's my next. That's the next phase for me.
But isn't this a great venue for
This is great.
I know.
This is great. They're half asleep. My voice is waking them up. I'm excited.
Bill Simmons is terrific.
Yeah. Wake up. I'm talking to you.
Hey, Dave.
Well, Victor Oladipo has a huge task and a long road in front of him making his way back from that knee injury. But you talk to his teammates, and they rave about his mental makeup. They say he's an incredible person, great to be around, the most positive guy they've ever played with. So, Kevin, if anyone can come back from this, he can.
You better believe it. Outstanding, David. Thank you. Bill, you think about Victor Oladipo's breakthrough with the Pacers. They were criticized for that trade, sending away Paul George. But you know what? Oladipo became an all-star.
Absolutely. He certainly surprised me. I was one of the biggest critics of that trade. I just didn't understand it. I think Oladipo at that point was making $20 million a year and had really been relegated to an unimportant sidekick in Oklahoma City. And within 2 months, it was just clear he changed his career. He's a franchise guy. His defense is excellent, and it's really the thing that sets him apart for me. He's a really good two-way player, and you can't say that about a lot of guys.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. Jackson and Snell run the wings. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. And it's Rose in at point guard. And for the Pacers, Oladipo is the 2 with Warren playing small forward. Sabonis and Turner up front. And it's Brogdon in at the 1. Bill, on the topic of Victor Oladipo, his role includes some pretty big shoes to fill, at least in name alone, Paul George.
Right.
That's a big void to fill.
Right. I think he's better than Paul George potentially as a franchise guy, because the one thing with Paul George, once he became the guy on the Pacers, he didn't handle it that great. And I felt like from a leadership standpoint, it was pretty hit or miss. And did not seem like he was all in on that team the last 2 years he was there. Oladipo has embraced Indiana. He loves that team. He wants that to be a championship contender for years, and he wants to do it in Indiana. You're not going to hear about him trying to get to L.A. in 5 years or any of that stuff. He wants to be in Indiana. I think when you're a small market team, you got to find guys like that.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad he wants to stay there.
It's good. We'll see if Giannis will do the same in Milwaukee.
I hope he does. Do you?
Yeah, we'll see.
And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Here's Jackson. Oladipo with the block.
Well, how about the athleticism of Victor Oladipo twice on the pipes?
Here's Brogdon, and it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Snell. He's covered by Warren. Snell finds Drummond. There's Jackson with the 3. He doesn't hit that one. Nice D from Oladipo.
Well, conversions have been a problem. 0 for 4.
You've been producing documentaries, going deeper into athlete stories, which I know you love, because I think you're curious more than anything else.
Yeah.
So what drew you to that process?
Initially, it was we dove into these stories. We thought that was the inefficiency of, instead of these big, broad type of documentaries, concentrate on events and players and moments and things like that. And I think as you get into that and you start doing it, it just becomes intoxicating. And the cool thing about it is no story should be told the same way you would tell somebody else's story. You just don't know. You got to figure it out. Like we had Steve Nash his last Lakers season. He wanted to do a documentary about it. And then we spitballed it, and we decided it was actually a better idea to do an in-the-moment digital series about it that you could experience in real time with the thing. And it was the right idea, and that was really good. I think trying to figure out what story clicks the best with an athlete how to tell whatever story they have correctly is the coolest part about that.
Now, here's Brogdon, and it's slammed in by Turner.
Well, that's called positioning, and Turner has the verticality to make it easy.
Oladipo against Jackson. Out to the wing. Snell, the pass to Griffin. Drummond. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That is his first foul of the game. Oladipo outside. Shot clock at 5. Some solid defense there from Jackson.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Griffin. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Here's Rose. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. A wide open look here for Oladipo. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in.
Well, it's a difficult guard contending with Victor Oladipo because this guy is prepared on the catch to make a shot.
And Bill, when it comes to NBA awards, some people have said voter fatigue is a factor. Would you agree with that?
No, I actually think NBA awards are in the best shape they've been in because people are afraid to screw up. You know, that with the internet and the accountability we have now.
Accountability, exactly.
And we
There's
also,
nothing anonymous about it.
No. Yeah. And we have really good numbers and metrics now, and I actually think we make the right decisions with this stuff most of the time now. I didn't really see any egregious stuff last year other than the one person who voted Dwayne Wade for second-team All-NBA.
You get a vote, don't you?
I do, and I take it really seriously.
I do too.
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
I really care
Our name
about
is
it.
attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also, like, when I wrote my book, I really relied on the All-NBA stuff. Like, they're a snapshot of what happened that season.
Good point. Here's Turner following the basket by Blake Griffin.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
Rose looking around. And it's denied. Oladipo outside. Down low. Here's Brogdon. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. The Pacers shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. That free throw good from Brogdon. Brogdon hits them both.
This is about the last guy you want to send to the stripe right now. They keep fouling him, and he keeps making them.
Rose finds Jackson. Off target with his 3. Pacers leading by 7. And the Oladipo injury last year, many teams would have folded and losing an all-star like that, but head coach Nate McMillan refused to wave the white flag, got his team together. They played a little bit differently, and they survived.
They did, and I think the biggest reason they survived is they're in the Eastern Conference. And it's a lot easier to survive when you're in the same conference where Orlando goes like 22-11 to end the season.
Yes.
I was impressed by the fight they had, and you really saw in the playoffs like how little talent they had. You know, they were kind of hanging around those first couple Celtic games, and then you have like Wesley Matthews taking the game-deciding shot, and you know, they really were scrappy, and they definitely overachieved. To lose your best player when you have no other all-star on the team and still make the playoffs and do what they did, I thought was impressive.
Shows you how impressive it can be to have a player like Oladipo who plays both ends very well.
Right.
But the importance of an all-star on that team is
Yes.
you can't make the postseason without him.
And actually weirdly good for him to get a taste of not being there. And sometimes guys come back from that and they're at even a higher level.
Rose hits them both.
Well, an interesting thing about Derrick Rose, right? Over his career, he's been an up-and-down jump shooter, but he's been remarkably consistent from the free throw line.
Oladipo outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That's on Reggie Jackson.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Indiana shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
In the season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Boy, guys, you're starting to see Victor Oladipo put it all together, aren't you? From role player early on to legit star now. Wow.
Now here's Rose. Jackson with the bounce pass. Here's Snell. He's covered by Warren. Here's Jackson. It's rebounded by Indiana and stolen by Drummond. Snell kicks to Rose. Pass to Drummond. Over Oladipo. And there's Drummond. That's good on the assist by Rose. Drummond's got his 2nd basket.
Kevin, the vision by Rose, right? Hits the open man. He's creating for others, and this guy is so tough to deal with.
Indiana leading by 5. Brogdon outside. Oladipo outside. The pass to Sabonis. Outside Warren. From deep. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. And with the 2K Esports League, Bill, players not only get a salary, they can also sign endorsement deals. They're celebrities now unto themselves.
So what are the endorsement deals that the 2K players sign? Is it like hat? Because you're not really moving. Nobody can people see your clothes? They can, right?
They can
So you
see
need
your
sneakers,
clothes.
hats,
Maybe it's a hat. Maybe it's
drinks.
a shirt. All of it.
Do the announcers get endorsement
Gloves.
deals? Where's our endorsement
Well, if
deal
they
money?
don't, we could probably make the stab for it right here.
I'm ready.
This is the venue to do it right
I'm
here.
ready to do whatever.
Let's change the culture.
CTC.
Now, here's Oladipo. 5 points in the game. Here's Galloway, and he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
You know, that's where you can really appreciate the wingspan of Galloway, creating havoc that time, and then the result pretty much inevitable.
And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pacers. It's a 3-point game. Pass to Sabonis. Up and in on the layup.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Detroit's gone 0-4 from three-point land to start out. Looking cold from outside. Kennard, the pass to Morris. Here's Galloway. He's covered by McConnell. Now the feed to Drummond. Morris trying to free himself up.
I'll tell you, you love the attitude of Miles Turner. No one is getting off these shots when he's nearby. No one.
Leaf checked in for the Pacers. Doug McDermott comes in for Oladipo. Akers checked in for the Pistons. Pass to Sabonis. And here's McConnell. Passes it to Leaf. Here's Lamb. No good on the triple.
And they've come out with a take-no-prisoners approach on the glass here tonight, guys.
Galloway dishes to Maker. Over Sabonis. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
The Pistons have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
First free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Pacers leading by 3. Bill, you host your own podcast. I've listened to it. I subscribe to it.
Thank you.
I love it. What do you make of so many NBA players now doing the same thing?
We have a couple of them. At the Ringer, we have J.J. Redick, and we have Vince Carter and Kent Bazemore. The ones that are good at it take it seriously. It can't be one of those things where, you know, a player says, you know what, I want a podcast, and then it just magically happens. Like, you got to work on it. You have to use your connections and book your guests, and you have to be candid on the podcast. You can't just show up and just babble. And the guys that have been successful at it are people that could probably have a media career for a living. Like JJ is clearly going to go into media after he retires. Richard Jefferson had a great podcast. He's gone into media. He's really good.
Yes.
So I think you need a little more talent at it than people realize. And you need the consistency of it. You can't say, I'm starting a podcast and then not do it for 2 months. Like, you have to really stick to it.
Here's Lamb. Michael Beasley picking up that last basket. Lamb finds McConnell. And the pass to Leaf. Clock at 6. Rebounded by Maker.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
And it's Beasley in the corner. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Indiana leading by 3. Here's McDermott. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Indiana again missing. In the corner, Kennard with it. And the basket by Maker.
And really, it's been a major aspect of their offense in the early stages here. Their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range.
Pass to Sabonis. On the wing, Lamb. Back to Sabonis. Just 5 to shoot. Good work defensively by Morris. Here's Kennard. Covered by Lamb. Kennard's shot is off. Indiana's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Lamb, good.
Such a multi-talented threat on the offensive end, and you love his confidence.
Pistons trail by 3. Galloway taking his time here. Knocked loose, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Lamb.
And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Domantas Sabonis. Great showing for him last season. Last year averaged 14 points per game, 9 rebounds, and 3 assists. And right now for him, it's about gaining experience and continuing to develop his game.
This is a man's game, and you've got to earn your minutes in this league. This guy, his time will come eventually.
Here's McConnell following the 3 by Detroit. Pass to Lamb. 1:07 left in the first quarter. Passes it to Sabonis. Back to Lamb. Lets the 3 fly. No good on that one. And Detroit the other way now. Here's Kennard. And it's Beasley in the corner. Back to Kennard. Here's Galloway. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. Here's McDermott. Good on the bucket. And the Pacers lead by 2.
Well, we know that Doug McDermott will run the floor hard in transition, trying to get himself into position to finish.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Tries from 16. And it's off the back rim. No good.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down. Listen, he knows he should have made that shot. We'll see if they can work it back to him in that same area.
It's stolen by Morris. Sabonis with the steal. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Pacers lead by 2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in just a moment. Andre Drummond says he's learned how to be a leader on this team.
Watching previous guys who've led this team and did the things that they did, I write that kind of stuff in the back of my head and just say, this is something I need to do this. Or if I see something I didn't like, this is something I probably will stay away from. And I think now that I'm in a role where I could kind of lead this team, I kind of have the blueprint on what I need to do to make this team successful.
And, Greg, with Blake Griffin, he's got somebody to take some of that leadership role alongside him.
And those two will be pivotal in deciding just how good this team can be.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Pacers?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court for Indiana, McDermott is out there with Jeremy Lamb. It's T.J. McConnell, and it's Holiday in at the 2-guard position. They'll name a couple past superstars that didn't always get enough credit for being as dominant as they were.
Moses Malone would be my #1 pick. Probably the best player in the league for 5 years. Dominant in '83, they won the title in Philly. Really gave Kareem a lot of problems and was just awesome, and has now just been swept under the rug. Nobody even really remembers. So I would go with him first.
Ever.
Never. Well, it was part of the problem. They were tape delaying games back then, and we didn't have league pass. We didn't have a lot of that stuff. I think he was really underrated, and you kind of never know who's going to endure and who's not going to endure, which is one of the reasons I wrote my book.
The first one falls.
And steady from the free throw line. Morris has gotten there less since he's been shooting more threes.
Jackson, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. He doesn't get the second one.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. And the Pistons making a change here. Rose is checked in. And we've played through the first minute here in the second.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
Outside Jackson. McDermott with a steal. Now here's McConnell. He's tightly guarded. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Indiana Pacers. On Saturday, they'll take on Kevin Love and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Then on Monday, they'll be playing against Blake Griffin and the Detroit Pistons.
And looking at the Cavs matchup, there aren't many other meetings that are as evenly matched as this one. Both teams can give and take punches, and this one, I think, is going to come down to the wire.
The free throw drops for Leaf. We've seen a handful of players land the Supermax contract bill. By and large, how do you see those deals working out?
It's tough. Nobody's really been happy with it yet. It's so much money, and it's such a big part of somebody's salary cap. and you're just kind of handicapped with it. And we've seen John Wall is the worst case scenario of it, but the situation Charlotte was in with Kemba Walker, where he makes the All-NBA team, and now his supermax is $240 million instead of 180. Like, that's crazy. And in a salary cap league, to pay $50 million a year from somebody is just nuts. It compromises the ceiling of the team. So the Bucks are going to be in this position with Giannis, where he's making $55 million a year and the cap's $120. How are you going to put a good team around
You can't
him?
maneuver.
You can't.
No.
So I would put a wrinkle in there that I would make the supermax, whatever, pay the player whatever the number is, but it only counts for like 32 million or something. Make it so that it's not
a
prohibitive.
percentage of the total cap.
Yeah, make his cap figure is 32, even if you're paying him 55, and then that way people could compete better.
And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. Now the pass to Warren. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. The Pacers have been a perfect 8 of 8 at the line. And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Tony Snell's checked in for the Pistons. McDermott, no one around him. Offensive rebound. Leaf misses in close. Pistons trail by 3. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. And the Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. Free throw drops for Griffin.
Injuries have taken a toll on Griffin as he's gotten older, but shouldn't take away from what he's done over the course of his career.
Pass to Leaf. Brogdon outside. Pass to Leaf. Puts up a 3. Indiana again missing.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Jackson passes to Griffin. It's blocked and out of bounds as the Pacers gain possession. Now we'd like to take this moment to show you the teams that a year ago made a trademark of scoring points off turnovers. In third, the Pacers.
And they turned all those mistakes into points at the other end. That aggressive style really yielding big dividends.
Indiana's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. Here's Brogdon in the corner. It's McDermott. Indiana again missing. The Pistons have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. And there's the call on Malcolm Brogdon. That'll be his second foul of the game. Miles Turner, he's checked in for T.J. Leaf. Drummond's checked in for Detroit. So it's the Pistons now. Griffin's shot is off. Got a piece of it. Out of bounds. Pacers ball as Indiana keeps possession.
And looking at some numbers for Griffin. Last season, he played outstanding. Put up about 24 points per, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he paced the whole team in points per game last season.
Well, his teammates understood that he was their best option. And understandably, Greg, they got him the rock.
Victor Oladipo, he's checked in for McDermott.
Go into the rack with energy. And the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, gotta chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage in a close game. Those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
Oladipo against Griffin. Shoots from 14. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Pistons have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. And finished off by Griffin.
Oh, my word. I shouldn't be amazed anymore when Griffin pulls off a dunk like that, but I always seem to be the man has some unreal moves above the rim.
Pacers trail by 4.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Right side, Warren. Six to shoot. Outside Holiday. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
Well, this is one aspect you'd like to see more of from T.J. Warren. We know he's a great scorer. Pretty dime there.
Lobbed up there for Drummond. It's not going to go for him. The Pacers shooting 32% overall right now. Not one of their better showings. Oladipo finds Brogdon with the teardrop. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Pistons have gone 5 of 8 from the floor here in the second quarter. Over 60% shooting. Left side, Griffin. The putback, and Drummond is right there. And the Pistons lead by 3.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Brogdon the pass to Oladipo. Offline with his 3.
And just not able to find the target from three-point range here in the second quarter, although he did knock down one in the first.
And you can see the advantage of running the offense through Derrick Rose, showing strong decision-making, really nice pass.
Here's Indiana. They can look forward to the Cavaliers after this game in a matchup against Cleveland. And that one will start off a 3-game road trip for the team. And Warren, here we go. Outside Turner, the 3. And it's Griffin with the rebound.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Hammers the alley-oop through.
Adding to their advantage, trying to find a way to blow this one open.
And Greg, one of the things they're doing is identifying favorable matchups and then going at them.
Here's Brogdon, following the basket by Blake Griffin. Here's Turner. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Turner's got his second basket of the night.
Well, Kevin, how about the quick feet of Miles Turner? His ability to move around the rim makes it hard to stay in front of him.
Drummond dishes to Snell. Pacers with the rebound. That one's in there. The Detroit lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Oladipo.
Want easy looks? Don't allow the defense to set up.
What a beautiful fast break opportunity, and the finish pretty good.
Snell, no good. And it's Warren with the ball for the Pacers. Holiday attacking to the inside. And Turner with the basket on the assist by Holiday. And now just a 1-point Piston lead. Oladipo against Jackson. Here's Rose. That one drops for his second bucket. Mark him 2 for 4.
And playing with a lot of fire now. They had a tough start in that first quarter. Didn't shoot it well, but didn't let that discourage them. And now they're showing what they can do offensively.
Oladipo finds Turner. Warren on the wing. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Well, you like the effort of T.J. Warren, capitalizing when he's shooting in the painted area.
Jackson passes to Drummond. In the corner, it's Griffin. And it's off from 3-point range. Pacers shooting 38% in the second quarter. Offensively, they look a little bit confused. Here's Jackson, and the dunk by Jackson.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Boy, in a tight game like this, that can change the whole tone. It helps your opponent get into a little bit of a rhythm.
Here's Turner after the basket by Detroit. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Here's Warren, and they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up.
To me, T.J. Warren has the kind of frame that could allow him to be effective on the window.
Sabonis, he's checked in for the Pacers. Then for the Pistons, Luke Kennard comes in for Tony Snell. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Reggie Jackson. Detroit's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Griffin kicks to Drummond. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. And it's 8 points for Drummond.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Indiana trailing here. Oladipo with the ball. 7 points in the game. Now, here's Warren. Kennard with the rebound. Griffin looking it over. In the corner, it's Galloway. From deep. It doesn't go for him. Nice D from Oladipo. Pass to Brogdon. Takes the three. Rebounded by the Pistons. Drummond's got 6 rebounds in the game. The pass to Galloway. Banked in off the glass. Now it's a 4-point Detroit lead.
Boy, does this guy ever blink when faced with a challenge? Galloway just powers his way right through the defense.
And the Pacers with possession here. And here's Oladipo. Outside Turner dishes it to Warren. Rebound Andre Drummond. Drummond's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And Griffin, here we go. There's Rose with the 3. Good D by Brogdon. The Pacers shooting about 35% from the floor. Not much falling for them. Oladipo outside. Outside Turner. Knocks it loose. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. And this is his 2nd trip to the line tonight.
And he shot foul shots at about a 75% clip a season ago.
And the first one at the line is good. And some changes here for the Pacers. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Warren. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Malcolm Brogdon. And then for Detroit, Morris is checked in for Andre Drummond. And it's Beasley in for Rose. And he makes the first but misses the second.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Turner looking around. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. And some changes here for the Pacers. T.J. Leaves checked in for Sabonis. And it's Doug McDermott in for Oladipo. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Makers checked in. Down to 5 on the shot clock. McDermott for 3. Buries it from 3-point range. McDermott's got 5.
Well, we know that McDermott came into the league with a reputation as a dead-eye shooter. Get your hands up and contest or he'll make you pay.
There's Galloway. Pass to Maker. Now, here is Morris. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Beasley.
And checking out the numbers here for McConnell, how he did last season. Averaged about 6 points a game last season. 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And when he takes over at the point, he really keeps the offense flowing.
Well, this is a guy who brings a solid skill set. Excellent ball handler, high level of playmaking, the perfect backup point.
Here's Leaf inside. And Turner throws it down.
There is an imagination, a creativity. This guy's passing drives the offense.
There's Galloway. Beasley outside. Back to Galloway. Morris trying to free himself up. Galloway, no good. And entertaining as always, Bill, thank you so much for stopping by. We always appreciate your time.
Thank you. Just, I don't want to do any Celtic games. Can we not do that? I
They're
don't want
off
to see
the
that
schedule.
team. Let's do the other teams.
Okay. Well, Doris, you read most reporters. They try to stay impartial, but not Bill Simmons.
Well, I think that's what makes him special, Kevin, right? He has his own lens through which he sees things, and he is unafraid to give you his opinion.
Pistons have gone 7 of 9 from the free throw line tonight. that free throw missing. And I just love the skill set that Markieff Morris has, Greg, at that forward position.
He really is a do-it-all type of forward for this team. Can step outside and shoot, but has no problem guarding anyone on the front line of the opposition.
He hits the second from the line. Pacer shooting has been wayward so far. Only 37% from the floor. Outside, Lamb. Outside, Turner. The tray. No good that time. We'll see if they want to trade 2 for 1 here.
Got to time up that clock to do so.
Oh, and there's the goal.
Look out! Strong finish. You know, the easy one there. You know, Galloway able to read the defense, finding his man for the great setup. Pretty.
Pacers trail by 3. 32 seconds left to play here in the half. Count it.
I'll tell you, the consistency of a good first quarter leads to an excellent second quarter. Riding the wave here.
Here's Kennard, covered by Lamb. Here's Maker, and he knocks down the jumper. Maker's got 4 points now in the quarter. "20 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Now McConnell, knocked away, and that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. "12 seconds left to play in the first half. Detroit with the rebound. Atlanta will be traveling to face them after this game, and that's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home.
You know, and that's just smart basketball. Galloway has got a solid build, so why not seek out the contact and get yourself to the free throw line? That's perfect.
This is his first free throw of the game. And the first one drops.
You know, it's amazing. Galloway completely unheralded before catching on with the Knicks. This is the guy who was the first ever call-up from their D-League affiliate, and he's showing he belongs.
Galloway hits both of them. Blake Griffin getting it done for Detroit. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Andre, big first half, a lot of energy. What are you guys doing differently tonight?
With active fans in the defensive end, it really got us all hyped up. And, you know, it translates to the offensive end as well, too. So, you know, we're looking real good right now. We just got to put it together in the second half, too.
Transition really working well for you in the first half, Andre. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. We've reached halftime of our first regular season game.
I'm swimming.
I thought you thought maybe the first half was going swimmingly. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet. Shaquille. It was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter and now have a fairly comfortable 5-point lead here at halftime. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
Well, I see a team that's playing smart, moving the ball around to the open man, just taking what the defense gives them. There's a nice flow, a nice energy, a nice synergy to the game.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Reminds me of Kenny's suit selection. Has been very, very sloppy. Way too many turnovers. They look unorganized, out of control. It's not pretty basketball. Good news, though. They're still in a great position to win the game if they just cut down the turnovers.
And now with the second half about to get underway, let's send you back courtside. See everybody with Kevin Harlan.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. You look at Blake Griffin in this game. He's been everywhere.
And he's been a monster in this game, throwing down some huge dunks. And I wasn't sure the rim would even survive in that first half.
Oh, his power is unbelievable. An intimidating force when he's at his best.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge.
And back in his day as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
The beauty, though, Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical.
And on the floor for Dwayne Casey starting the second half. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Rose and Jackson to the backcourt. And it's Maker in at the three, the small forward. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. But Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm." And that's what I've done. So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. To the middle. Here's Brogdon. Here's Sabonis. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Sabonis has got 6.
Well, Domantas Sabonis has a nose for the basketball. He understands if he keeps moving, he's going to get to the offensive glass.
Pass to Griffin. Gets that one to fall. That's his 6th field goal. He has shot the ball 12 times.
It was all about his athleticism when Griffin first came into the league, but it didn't take long to see he was about a lot more than that. He's got serious skills down low. You know, fought hard from start to finish on that play, defended the shot, and then finished it off with the rebound.
Stolen by Warren. Oladipo right side. Passes to Brogdon. And it's sent back by Drummond. Jackson finds Snell. Rose in the post. He's guarded by Brogdon.
Boy, everyone is getting to their spots and then capitalizing. 3 for 4 in the quarter. Beautiful.
And Brogdon has got the ball here for Indiana. They trail by 7. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Good D by Drummond.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Reggie Jackson, the former 24th pick by the Thunder, wasn't content to back up Westbrook. He basically forced his way out in search of a larger role.
The free throw drops for Jackson. Doris, great scoring is often reliant upon great footwork. And we hear coaches, don't we, talk about that all the time?
We really do, Kev. You look at a guy like Kyrie Irving, who at the point guard position is one of the great scorers. He's a clutch shooter. He doesn't go to the free throw line a lot, and it's because he's so elusive. Can finish left and right, puts a lot of English on his shots. DeMar DeRozan gets separation with incredible footwork and maybe the best in the league right now in terms of his footwork. That tap dancing James Harden, which is just nearly impossible to check.
Oh, I love those names, and you're so right. And it's fun to watch. What a skill. So timeout called here, the first for Indiana.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead guard. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Warren. Indiana again missing.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
And it's sent back by Drummond. They recover it. Clock at 6. Yep, it goes, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 7 on the bucket from Turner.
Well, Kevin, you love the determination, right? Myles Turner effectively getting to the window and getting another opportunity.
Now here's Griffin. He's got 14. Outside Jackson. Over Oladipo. They get it back. Pacers shooting pretty terrible here in the third quarter at around 30%. And there's the foul. It's on Tony Snell. That's his first foul. Here's Warren. Fader on the way. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. That's 7 points for T.J. Warren. And that one's good. Drummond.
What a find by Griffin. He's a lot more skilled as a passer than he gets credit for as far as power forwards go. He has terrific vision.
Pacers trail by 7. Oladipo taking his time here. The shot misses.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Indiana. And he knocks down the first one. The Pacers making a switch here. Holiday's checked in. So he gets them both.
And something that's troubled Indiana the last 3 years, rebounding.
I think, Greg, it's probably manifested at both ends of the floor, right? Some of it's about roster construction. Some of it's about style of play. Some of it's about philosophy. But their inability to control the glass has at times had an impact on them.
Outside Jackson, and the pass to Griffin. Griffin draws the double. There's Jackson with the 3, but they get it back. 3-pointers, Snell. They shoot again. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Pass to Turner. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
Well, that ability of Myles Turner to draw that foul, to me, is about him carving space on the interior. Really well done.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First one falls for him.
Well, to me, this franchise has got to be thrilled and excited about the upside Myles Turner has. He's a hard-nosed player who wants to be great, Kevin.
You hear this a lot, Doris. The great offense always beats great defense. Think that's true?
I do, Kevin. I think obviously a defender is usually in reactionary mode. It's the rare defender who is dictating to the offensive player what they want to happen. So imagine trying to impact LeBron James as he's playing in the open floor with a head of steam. Like, good luck with that.
Yeah. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. Number 1, Miles Turner.
It happened so often. I'd say to myself, there's no way he can get to that shot, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, and it go down as another block.
The first free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
And so Jackson nails both of them. So Oladipo will bring it up for the Pacers. 9-point game. Looking to end his cold spell. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. That's on Reggie Jackson. Coming into the NBA, Victor Oladipo, Greg, drew some comparisons to Dwayne Wade, but it was working out with D-Wade that helped take Victor's game to the next level.
Now listen, anytime you're the second overall pick, which he was back in 2013, stardom is expected. It just took a while. Now he's got to apply that same work ethic to overcoming the knee injury.
That's good from Oladipo.
Well, you think back to Victor Oladipo and his college basketball being played at Indiana University. So when he gets traded to the Pacers, many thought it was viewed as a homecoming.
Lets it go. They get the rebound. Drummond. Excellent D there from Holiday. Pacers trail by 6. Left side, Warren. And Holiday has it in the corner. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Holiday's got his second bucket of the night. And exceeding expectations in Indiana, Victor Oladipo, Doris, remade himself as an all-star.
Well, he credits the year he spent playing alongside Russell Westbrook. That relentless attack, that commitment to get better, that commitment to be a threat no matter where you are on the floor. This young man has set the tone between the lines and outside the lines.
Here's Oladipo after the made shot from Andre Drummond. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
Oladipo is a star, and he powers through the contact to convert.
Here's Griffin. It's hauled in by Warren. Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
Love how Oladipo has a sense for when to go up for the alley-oop. What a sensational sense of timing.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. You talk about the quiet producers in the league. T.J. Warren is one of the first names that come to mind.
The last few seasons, Warren has come close to chipping in 20 points a game. Doesn't do anything flashy, but he just hits his shots and piles up the points on a nightly basis.
So an entirely new group in now for Indiana. Leaf checked in for Turner. McDermott comes in for Sabonis. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Warren. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Justin Holiday. Then for the Pistons, Markieff Morris is checked in for Griffin. Beasley comes in for Tony Snell. And it's Luke Kennard in for Rose. And Michael Beasley picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
McConnell's scanning the floor. Pass to Oladipo. For the lead. Again, Oladipo missing. The Pistons leading. Kennard, the pass to Beasley. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. On Thursday, the Atlanta Hawks coming to town. That will tip off a homestand for them. And then on Saturday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Philadelphia 76ers. McConnell with it. Jackson on him. McConnell with it. Outside, Lamb. Shoots the three. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Now here's Jackson. He's covered by McConnell. Morris finds Drummond. The Pistons working the ball around now. And that time, also a missed shot. Oladipo against Beasley. Oladipo, the pass to McConnell. The kick out to Oladipo. Beasley with the steal. Passes it to Kennard. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Kennard's got 5 now.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Indiana's gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the 3rd quarter. Puts it up from 12. Morris with the block. Outside Jackson. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup. 8 points for him.
That's about reading the floor. Hits his man right where he wanted it.
Now here's McConnell. Nine feet out. Morris with the block.
Well, the tools, the instincts to do this on a more regular basis are certainly there for Markieff Morris. He gets every bit of that one.
The free throw drops for Leaf. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the baseline.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. And he makes the first. Akers checked in for the Pistons. Langston Galloway comes in for Jackson. That one is no good. Detroit's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Here's Galloway. 6 points for him. Maker passes to Kennard. Oladipo with the block. Now the Pacers moving it up. Here's Leaf. Rebounded by the Pistons. Morris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Fires the 3. Not going to go that time. And Indiana will go the other way with it. Right side Lamb. The tray. Rebound by the Pistons. Maker's got 6 rebounds in the game. And that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession.
And a chance to check out the stats for Jeremy Lamb. A very nice season for him last year. Averaged 15 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been nothing short of fantastic during that stretch. Offense coming very easily for him.
And so much of it to me is his ability to read the floor, make the right decision, and then go right after the action he wants.
And offensively, they have laid an egg here in the second half. The missed shots are piling up, and their field goal percentage continues to plummet.
Derrick Rose is checked in for Langston Galloway. A minute 20 left to play here in the third. To the inside. And now Oladipo pushing it up. No one back to.
Stop it! Boy, big-time athleticism from Victor Oladipo, up and off the ground in a hurry.
Kennard kicks to Morris. There's the pass to Maker. Shoots over McDermott. Off the mark, and the drought continues.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical. And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
Morris into the lane. Misses from close range. Pacers leading by 6. Oladipo with the ball. Guarded now by Morris. And the whistle blows as the basket counts, and a three-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up. That free throw good from Oladipo. Here's Kennard. He's got 5. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
It's Beasley on the wing, covered by Lamb. Beasley dishes to Morris. And the call will be against Thon Maker. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. There's 10 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Oladipo. Here's McDermott over Maker. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That one on Rose.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
Well, through 3/4 of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. Indiana out in front, up 11. And when we return, we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. Ogden and Oladipo, the backcourt duo. Miles Turner out there with Doug McDermott, and it's Lamb in at the 3. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Rose kicks to Maker. That one off the back iron and out.
And I'm not sure that is a shot that he should be taking.
Well, it's hard to imagine that the play was designed to go in that direction. Boy, I'd be surprised if we see that again. I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
And here's Oladipo. Pass to Brogdon. Here's McDermott. Got a hand on it. Rose in the post. He's guarded by Brogdon. Kennard's shot is off.
Boy, he'll usually knock it down if he's left that wide open. Just comes up empty.
Here's Lamb. And Maker sends it back. And here we go with Morris running it up the court. It's rebounded by Indiana. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Sabonis, he's checked in for Victor Oladipo. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Detroit. Tony Snell comes in for Luke Kennard. Timeout called the Pacers.
And sometimes from the outside, not always clear what led a coach to call for a timeout.
And as you know, it's what comes after that gives you some sense of what has changed.
Warren's checked in for Indiana. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, guys. Well, Nate McMillan had some advice for the team during that last break. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. We'll see if they were listening, guys.
Thank you, David. Now here's Lamb after Markieff Morris's miss. The quick look, no good that time.
Well, this is the night you look at your teammates and tap them on the back and say, good job, because for him, he's been struggling all night.
Griffin can't get it to go in. Pacers leading by 11. Here's Warren. Again, the miss by Warren. For Detroit, they've gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Now, here's Brogdon. Inside. And it's Griffin with the rebound. Griffin's got 11 rebounds in the game. Rose finds Snell. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Warren. Detroit with the rebound. Rose has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Pass to Morris. To the paint. Here's Beasley. Lays it up and banks it in. Beasley's got it back down to single digits for Detroit.
How about the vision of Markieff Morris? Hits the open man, has a good feel for the game. Boy, this guy can do a lot of things.
Now here's Lamb. Here's Sabonis. And he banks in the layup. And the Pacers lead by 11.
Well, what you love is Sabonis has both the athleticism and the strength to play through contact. Nice.
Morris outside. Passes to Beasley. Here's Snell. He's covered by Warren. Here's Griffin. Count it.
And shaking off the D like it isn't even there. Griffin's inside game is so advanced.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Rose against Brogdon. Sabonis, the pass to Turner. That one doesn't drop.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job.
Oh. And that's the trademark Griffin finish. Get in tight, elevate, and throw it down with authority. Big fella is a beast down low.
Brogdon against Rose. Sabonis, no good. Pistons trail by 7. Here's Snell over Lamb. Snell dishes to Griffin. Sabonis grabs the board. Sabonis has got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. A different look here for Detroit. Drummond comes in for Markieff Morris. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Michael Beasley. And it's Brogdon off the drive. Outside, Lamb fires from deep. That shot missing. Now the Pistons take it the other way.
Boy, what a nightmare quarter for this guy. He's playing right into the hands of the defense at this point.
Looking to get it going. Rebound collected by Snell.
After the strong first half, this guy has not been the same, and largely a no-show right here.
Jackson looking it over. That 3 off target. Had some space there after the little pump fake. Warren kicks to Turner. And a wide open look for Lamb. Indiana with a new shot clock. The shot by Brogdon wide open. Knocks down the 3 ball. And the Pacers lead by 10.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
There's Jackson with the 3. Pacers with the rebound.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
No good from Lamb.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Rose, no good. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Rose.
A split second late, but almost came up with a steal there.
Absolutely appreciate the effort, though. He really went after it. So close.
Now Brogdon. Warren with the ball. From the arc. That's good from Brogdon on the assist by Warren. Brogdon's got the lead up to 13 now for the Pacers. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Well, you think back to T.J. Warren and how good he has been for the last few years. And yet last season, he took a huge step forward by adding the three-pointer to his arsenal.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Domantas Sabonis.
And his shooting percentage reflects just how efficient he's been. It's better than 50%, always a sign of a solid offensive performance. But his movement and his shot selection have also both been tremendous.
A really solid performance here in front of the home crowd. He may not be the star of this team, but nights like this are what make him a fan favorite. And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Pacers. They lead by 11. And the way Warren improved his three-point shooting last year, Doris, was incredible.
No doubt, Kevin. This is a guy who went from below 25% the year before from distance to making over 40% of his range shots. He did all this while coming close to tripling his three-point attempts. What an improvement.
Brogdon finds Turner, and it's slammed in by Turner.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
With a large frame and a willingness to get physical, Drummond's a relentless rebounder.
Pacers leading by 11. Now here's Lamb, and there's the pass to Sabonis. Here's Brogdon. Just 5 on the clock. Beyond the arc. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. Jackson, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
He's forcing the action now, finally getting to the charity stripe after no freebies in the first half.
The free throw drops for Jackson. The Pacers making a switch here. Oladipo's checked in. And so Jackson nails both of them.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Brogdon against Rose. Brogdon the pass to Sabonis. And it goes down 2 points. And the Pacers lead by 11.
This guy is cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Here's Drummond. Detroit, no good that time either.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
Here's Oladipo, and Griffin sends it back. In the corner, Snell with it for 3. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Boy, sloppy play. A supreme lack of focus. That's 4 turnovers for him now.
And the Pistons making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Here's Rose. From outside the arc, another 3 for Detroit.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And here is Brogdon. Pass to Sabonis. 6 on the shot clock. Lays it up off the glass. Sabonis has got 6 points in the quarter.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over.
Trying to snap them out of this little slump.
Just feels like the basket is looking awfully small to them right now. They're having a hard time getting anything to fall.
Pistons trail by 7. Here's Drummond. Right side, Griffin. Beasley against Warren. 5 on the clock. And there's Jackson on the assist by Beasley. Beasley's got his 4th assist in this one.
After an ice-cold start to this game, he is pouring it on here in the second half.
Here's Brogdon. Pass to Turner. Down low. Shoots. Warren. Good. And the Pacers lead by 7.
You can see Turner evolving as a passer. He wants to set his teammates up. That's a pretty look.
Shoots it. And he tries off the glass, but it's no good. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Oladipo. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Oladipo's got 21.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
And the 3-ball is good.
Well, this is one of Rose's few offensive limitations, right? That consistency from deep range, but he drills that one.
1:50 left in the 4th quarter. Rose against Brogdon. Oladipo outside. Passes it to Sabonis. And stolen by Drummond. And now the Pistons. Fast break. Griffin with it. Now defended by Oladipo. They push it up. 4-on-3. Here's Warren. Second chance shot. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, Miles Turner consistently looking to shoot the basketball. He forces the defense to make an aggressive play.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. So he gets them both, and it's an 8-point game. And it's Drummond with the ball. He'll bring it up for Detroit. The pass to Beasley. Griffin finds Drummond. The putback, and Griffin stays with it.
Yeah, and no one's ever questioned the desire. Griffin using his strength and explosiveness to make good on the second chance opportunities.
Oladipo, the pass to Turner. And it's Turner finishing it off.
You can see why they go to this guy so often. More often than not, he's going to be very efficient like he is right here.
Sabonis against Griffin. Rose passes to Griffin. Sabonis with the steal. Brogdon against Griffin. Brogdon outside. Shot clock at 5. Stolen by Rose.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
I'll tell you, Greg, it's never an easy point in the game, knowing whatever you do, you're still coming away with the L.
Here's Indiana now. It's a 5-point game, and so they foul intentionally. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. He's off on the free throw, unable to get that second one to drop in.
And looking for a very quick shot here.
Well, Greg, you've got to run a play that's a quick strike. You've got to immediately foul after that.
And so they choose to intentionally foul. He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. And he ends up making the second, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Time called here. The Pistons decide to talk it over. They're behind by 7. 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter. A 3 off the inbound. Griffin's shot is off. That's tipped. And so the Pacers take the win. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it matters most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Victor, what does tonight's performance say about the confidence of this team?
Just we're pretty good. We play great together, and we play well together as a team. So when we do that, it's easier for us to beat teams.
Victor Wondermatha, thank you, my man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it for the first game of the NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long.